What?
How do you like your manicure? Do you like the nail polish?
Yes.
Let me see what you have. Color is that lavender?
Lavender, yes.
Good. Smells like nail polish?
Yes, I like it.
Good. I'm glad you like it.
Western store knows all good cowboys and cowgirls need jeans. We carry a huge selection of clothing by Carhartt, Levi's, and Wrangler for men and women. And if it's leather, we can make it or fix it in our leather shop. Texas Western store. Exit 3B.
Finish in the pedicure, but we need to do your manicure. I'm doing your pedicure now.
Hi, I'm Joe Tyson. Western North Carolina is famous for its outdoor living, and Tyson Furniture is famous for its great selection of outdoor furniture. From oak rockers to wrought iron, aluminum, wicker, poly, and teak, you'll find America's best brands of outdoor furniture. Lane Venture, Lloyd Flanders, Woodard, Hollywood, Kingsley Blake, and more. We have a big inventory and discount prices and great service. Visit Tyson Furniture in White Mountain where beautiful homes begin.
I'm halfway in your toes.
Over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days? There's some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. Call now for this free book on maximizing your income in retirement. Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers from one of the nation's leading financial firms. That's right, free. This book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now, because we're about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known truths we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity, and it's free. Call 800-671-9545. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched numerous products and summarized rates and benefits of annuities, all from Silac Insurance Company. Call 800-671-9545. That's 800-671-9545. Call now.
For over 80 years, Jackson's Western store knows all good cowboys and cowgirls need jeans. We carry a huge selection of clothing by Carhartt, Levi's, and Wrangler for men and women. And if it's leather, we can make it or fix it in our leather shop. Jackson's Western store, exit 3B off 240.
Weather on the ones, every 10 minutes. Also available on the Spectrum News app.
Now that hurts.
It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, the cuticle is in there.
Speaks Law Firm.
Good evening, I'm Brittany McDonald.
Hi there, I'm Mike Dunstan. Here's your Spectrum News in 90. The inmate charged with killing a Cherokee County detention officer made his first court appearance Tuesday. Kelvin Simons is charged with first-degree murder. This after he allegedly shot and killed Officer Francisco Flates while escaping from a hospital. During his first appearance, Simons received a court-appointed attorney. He will be back in court on July 16th for a probable cause hearing.
Governor Stein signed the PAVE Act into law, pushing forward a plan to renew public transit across Mecklenburg County. The law allows commissioners to place a 1-cent sales tax referendum on a future ballot. Mayor Vi Lyles says it's a huge step.
Now, I know we have a lot more work to do, but this is a milestone for us, and we're eternally grateful for this beginning. But we want you to hang with us until the end. We want you to be part of what we are building in Charlotte.
If that sales tax is approved by voters, the money will be used to fund a rail service line.
That's a big cuticle in there.
Across the
Trying to get it out.
So, Mecklenburg Police Department is warning people about an
Look how
increase
thick
in
that
phone
is.
thefts in the neighborhood. Officers say there's been a spike in the number of phone thefts in South End, especially at bars and
That
restaurants.
bad?
They say the thefts are happening at peak hours.
Ooh,
Police
she's
say thieves are
taking,
taking phones from
she's
bags, back
redoing
pockets,
my
and directly
fingernails.
out of
You
people's
like 'em?
hands.
And that's your
Ooh,
Spectrum
very
News.
lavender.
Ooh, I like it. Very nice.
Chief Meteorologist Jeff Crumward getting a quick look at your weather on the
What have
weather
you been
forecast.
doing
A
all
diminishing
afternoon?
chance
Running
for
around.
storms and severe weather as
fixing
we get
things
tonight and beyond. We get into the overnight
Never
hours.
did
There
get
could
to
be a
the
straight storm,
Home
a straight
Depot. I need
a
to
shower
go
out
there
there, a
and
little bit of patchy
Walmart.
fog. And we may see a
Get
little
your
activity
prescription
Wednesday
for
afternoon east of the 77.
Your lidocaine patches are ready
84
to
for
pick
Asheville
up.
for the day Wednesday, upper side of the 70s there for the Boone Zone. We're looking at mid-80s in Charlotte, mid-80s in Hickory.
That was quick.
Yeah. She's doing something about my prescriptions.
Tonight, live at 5, law enforcement
Pull up
officers
the chair
across our
and have a
state are
seat.
mourning a brother
Get something
taken
to
in
eat.
the line of
Starving.
duty.
Yes, sadly, Cherokee County Detention Officer Francisco Flates was killed Monday evening. What investigators say An inmate took his service weapon and shot him during an appointment. Governor Josh Stein ordered flags to fly at half-staff Tuesday, also calling the 4-year veteran's murder a tragic
I'm
loss.
sorry.
And we're learning more about the suspect, 48-year-old Kelvin Simons, who officials say
Or the
stole
cuticle
people
is
from
really
the
deep.
hospital and led them on a multi-county chase before he was finally caught. Spectrum News 1 reporter Courtney Davis joins us from the sheriff's office after spending the day learning about the pain this loss has caused.
Well, those who have spoken within Cherokee County say that this is just an absolute tragedy, and their hearts are going out to Officer Francisco Flate's family. And the sheriff says that he hopes that everyone is keeping them in their thoughts at this time. Standing with law enforcement partners behind him, Monday night, Cherokee County Sheriff Dustin Smith shared devastating news with the community. One of their own, Officer Francisco Flates, had died in the line of duty.
Francisco was shot today.
They played this news multiple times. It's on repeat.
Flates, along with another detention officer, was escorting a federal prisoner in their custody to a medical appointment in town. When they got to the medical facility, the inmate, Calvin Simons, started a scuffle and got a hold of Officer Flate's weapon, shooting him and killing him in the process. This wasn't Simons' first issue either. Court records show Simons, who was serving a sentence for a bank robbery conviction, tried to escape custody back in October of 2024. But now Sheriff Smith says he will face another charge.
This individual is going to be charged with first-degree murder.
A tragedy not just felt in the Cherokee County area, but throughout the law enforcement community.
Our officers, deputies, troopers, they go out there every day literally putting their lives on the line to serve and protect us. And this tragedy here is a heartbreaking reminder of the dangers faced by those who wear the badge.
That the Blue NC says their organization is standing by to help in any way they can.
To us, it means everything to be able to step up and support them because the family and the department need it so critically at this moment. I can only imagine the grief that they are going through right now, having to plan a funeral for their loved ones. And so we hope that this just takes a little bit of that burden off of them.
As for the community, Sheriff Smith has one simple ask.
I just ask that you pray for our office, for Officer Flates' family.
Outside here of the sheriff's office, they have set up a small memorial for people to come and remember him. And Back the Blue has also started a GoFundMe page to help raise money for his family. Reporting in Cherokee County, Courtney Davis, Spectrum News 1.
Yeah, really such a tragedy. Courtney, thank you. And as of tonight, that GoFundMe has raised about half of its $12,000 goal so far. And meanwhile, Simons is expected back in court later this month on July 16th. You can count on Spectrum News 1 to continue bringing you updates on this story. You can follow the latest new information here on air and on our Spectrum News app. Just scan the QR code on your screen to download it now.
Well, folks who are leaving the driving to somebody else and using rideshare services or taxis will start paying a little bit more for a lift. It's all thanks to a new tax that went into effect today. Now, exclusive rideshare services like Booking and Uber or Lyft for you and your friends will cost riders an extra 1.5% tax. If you share a ride with a stranger, that's a slightly lower tax at 1%. This applies to essentially every charge associated with the ride, not just fares and upfront fees, but also things like tolls and cleaning fees. The state says the money will be used towards road and bridge projects. And we spent some time hearing from riders in our state who are waiting to see what this price hike will feel like.
It's a little difference that might cause some issues for some people. Because I use Lyft when I'm around Greensboro every day. So it might impact a lot of people.
Meantime, the Transportation Commerce Tax was enacted as part of the 2023 state budget. Now, this isn't the only law the state began enforcing as of July 1st. It's now also illegal to sell non-tobacco nicotine products that are not approved by the FDA. As of this evening, the state has a relatively short list of 876 approved vapes, e-liquids, and other tobacco alternatives that can be sold here in North Carolina. The Department of Revenue shared that agents will start showing up to smoke shops unannounced to make sure they're compliant.
The state's biggest law enforcement agency now operates independently from the Department of Public Safety. We're talking about the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. In a letter penned on the agency's 96th birthday, Commander Colonel Freddie Johnston Jr. says the patrol will now report to the governor in a move he says will enhance operational focus, accountability, and service delivery. As part of the move, the Highway Patrol is swearing in officers from the DMV License and Theft Bureau as official members of the patrol. The State Capitol Police will remain its own independent agency under Colonel Johnston.
They may decide to flex their cyber muscles and go after not just government organizations, but critical infrastructure and private sector businesses.
Well, tonight experts are weighing in on the threat of a cyber attack stemming from the conflicts in the Middle East.
Coming up on Spectrum News 1, we'll share how they say you can protect your business and your personal devices from getting messed with.
Weather on the Ones is brought to you by Huey Magoo's on Long Shoals Road in Arden, featuring the filet mignon of chicken.
Everyday political decisions are being made that can have an effect on how we live. That's why we have a dedicated team of political experts to help break down issues that impact you and your community.
Keeping you up to date on the latest decisions and developing stories.
Providing you with real context and analysis of the day's political news. Balanced coverage from across the country, the state, right down to your front porch. Here on Spectrum News 1, available on all your favorite devices, exclusively on Spectrum.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's not you.
Big City Home Store. Beat the tariffs and rising prices during our Blockbuster Independence Day sale. Save up to 50% on Whirlpool appliances, plus get rebates up to $4,500 on Whirlpool or KitchenAid packages. KitchenAid dishwashers start at just $748 and installation's free. Plus get free installation on select wall oven cooktop combos. With 12 months interest-free financing, express delivery, and a price match guarantee. Why shop anywhere else? New stores now open throughout the Carolinas. Find us at QueenCityOnline.com.
Are high interest rates keeping you from selling your home? We have a way to get you more money for your home while saving thousands in commissions. At Ideal Agent, we'll connect you with a top local agent who will sell your home fast, for top dollar, and all this for as low as a 2% commission.
We paid a 2% commission, which I don't think we would have had with any other agent, and we got top dollar for our house, and we are just so happy about it, and the results were fantastic.
Ideal Agent connected me with the top 1% agent in my market, and I actually got it at a discount, and I saved about $12,500, which is unheard of.
This one hurt.
Working with the top producer.
There's a big cuticle on the side of your toe, big toe. I'm trying to get it out so it doesn't hurt.
We guarantee it. Ideal Agent is available nationwide.
Itchy.
There's no obligation, and best of all, our service is completely free. Call today or visit idealagent.com.
I think I got some of it.
Hope everybody's having a really good night. Welcome back to Spectrum News 1. I'm Mike Dunstan.
And I'm Brittany McDonald, and it's still so hot and humid out that you really want to bring all your activities indoors, but then we're coming up on July 4th, so a lot of people want to head outside, right?
True, you could watch the TV, fireworks on TV. No.
Not the same effect.
True. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're not getting that heat, that radiant heat from the crowd.
You're
too.
right, and the sound and all that jazz, but we'll have to see what happens this weekend.
Well, let's take a look at your 3-day forecast. Here we are Tuesday evening. We've got some showers and storms getting close to the Charlotte region. We've had the activity in the mountains and the foothills, and so far, knock on wood, we haven't had anything severe going on, but you get a sense for a couple of cells that are off there in the distance from the Marks Bay Real Estate Skycam. That's Charlotte Douglas International Airport. And this is the line of activity that we're looking at there just to the west of Charlotte. We've got some pretty strong stuff going on there towards Alexander County. Strong cell there in Madison County. It looks like that is working generally off to the east-northeast, close to 10 to 15 miles an hour. So we're looking at up shoulder around 529 Burnsville.
I'm still working on this right foot.
Area 601 in Bakersfield, about 607. We get a look at the heavy activity that are coming across northwestern Alexander County up into Wilkes County. This may eventually get in the northern half there of Iredell County as we head through time, but pretty heavy rainfall, a lot of cloud ground lighting. The Flood advisory continues there for southern Ashe County, most of Watauga County till about 6:45 p.m. 2 to 3 inches of rainfall fell from a couple of earlier cells moving through there. And then we got this strong storm actually losing some steam down there. York County way, last check with the cell to the north, that was still working northeast. Cramerton 534, Belmont 540, Mount Holly, we'll see what's knocking on your door as we close in around 5:50 or so. Now, showers and storms still expected to continue through the better part of the evening hours and first part of the overnight hours, especially east of the 77 corridor. I think we get a break right around sunrise. Couple showers, couple storms because of how slow the boundary will be to move through. Doesn't clear the area until late Wednesday night, early Thursday, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The 4th of July weekend is really looking good all areas. Mid-80s Asheville for Wednesday. We'll find mid-80s in Charlotte.
The Department of Homeland Security is warning of potential cyber attacks against the U.S. by pro-Iranian groups.
This is all coming after the U.S. recently attacked several of Iran's nuclear facilities, and leaders there vowed revenge for the strikes.
An expert tells Spectrum News 1 reporter Chloe Salsameda that both government organizations and private businesses should be on alert.
As tensions remain high between the U.S. and Iran, experts warn that Iran may be planning to retaliate, not with military action, but through cyber attacks.
I think what people need to take away from this is even with a ceasefire in place, we've escalated a situation.
Teresa Payton served as the White House's chief information officer under former President George W. Bush. She says Iran, its allies, or an Iran-backed group could be planning to target American businesses, infrastructure, or government agencies.
They could go after banks, hospitals, and they may do things such as take over a website and deface it, distributed denial of service attacks so it doesn't work for us. Then it can become more sinister, such as really disrupting operations, enlisting ransomware syndicates to lock things up and steal data.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, Iran is known for causing disruption. Iran attempted a cyber attack against Boston's Children's Hospital in 2021, but it was thwarted.
They're also very good at sophisticated social engineering and phishing campaigns, especially using deepfake AI. Now they can, at speed and scale, pretend to be a government official, and they can really trick unsuspecting, just private citizens that there's an emergency when there's not.
While the country is on alert, Payton says businesses can take steps to protect themselves from cyber attacks.
That's oftentimes going to be your best line of defense, is just making sure you have the latest and greatest of everything, privacy patches, security patches, and things like that. That can be a great way to make sure you're strong and ready. The second thing I would do is just have a quick employee education and awareness session. And then the last thing, if you don't already have multi-factor authentication on all of your systems, ask your technology and security team how hard that might be to roll out.
Chloe Salsameda, Spectrum News 1.
We'll continue to keep a close eye on the threat of cyber attacks and any other actions stemming from this conflict. In the meantime, if you see suspicious activity online, you're asked to report it to law enforcement.
The Senate being evenly divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative. The bill as amended is passed.
You just heard it right there. The United States Senate advances President Donald Trump's sweeping budget plan. Vice President J.D. Vance issued the tie-breaking vote to send it to the House of Representatives.
It faces some of the same challenges in that chamber as lawmakers debate the expenditures and cuts in the 1,000-page-long bill. President Trump says he's open to extending the self-imposed deadline for Congress to pass the plan.
I'd love to do July 4th, but I think it's very hard to do July 4th. It was 2 months ago. I would think maybe July 4th, but somewhere around there.
As you mentioned, the bill passed the Senate by just one vote.
North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis was one of 2 Republicans to vote nay over his concerns that Medicaid recipients would lose coverage under the bill. It's looking like a bad year for the U.S. dollar. Economists say American currency has weakened more than 10% over the past 6 months in comparison to money from other top trading partners. That's a low not seen since 1973, when the Nixon administration stopped linking the dollar to the price of gold. Analysts say several factors are to blame, including President Trump's tariff policies and increased government debt. They say a rising concern about the U.S. role as the center of the world's economy can make foreign countries less likely to invest in the U.S.
Well, job openings here in the U.S. are up for the second time in 2 months. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says the nation's labor market had nearly 7.8 million open positions in May. That's an increase from the 7.4 million jobs reported in April. Some economists predicted a fall in available jobs in May based on the White House trade policies and involvement in conflicts in the Middle East. Looking ahead, the June jobs report is coming out Thursday.
A group of dozens of high-ranking leaders, experts, and community advocates with one goal: making childcare better and more affordable in North Carolina. And months after joining forces, they have some big plans. Just ahead, a look at this task force's new recommendations right after your Weather on the Ones forecast.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe? Are you innocent, faultless, above reproach? If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. But finding one, it's laborious, it's strenuous, it's stupefying. That's why you gotta call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. They know the legalese, the lingo, the jargon, and the argot. They'll even tell you how much money your case could be worth. 300,000, 2 million, 86,491, all sorts of numbers. Slip and falls, work accidents, car, truck, bus, motorcycle, motorbike, e-bike, tandem bike. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid, and I don't get paid.
Yes,
So
we're almost done.
I implore you, I beseech you to pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be
You're
worth.
getting tired. The bulldog is tired.
Yes.
I grew up with my grandparents. My grandmother loved cooking, so I associated with love. When I make food, people are enjoying it. That makes me happy too. As a small
Just
business
finishing
owner,
touches,
there's certain things
clean
that I
up,
have to
and then we'll put a nail polish.
Internet service
And then
is
you
one of
can
those
have your
things.
dinner, okay?
Spectrum being reliable allows me to work on other things in the restaurant. I don't have to worry about that. We're able to place orders for supplies on time, quickly, and easily. The speed is there, it's fast, it works all the time. Spectrum allows us to connect with customers through our POS.
Are you getting hungry or are you still
Keeping the
full?
Customers' information safe.
Are you getting
And if
hungry?
my grandmother could see either restaurant, I mean, she would
I'm
absolutely
ready
be super
to
proud of me.
stop.
Yeah.
Fast,
Stop
reliable
this
internet
filing
starting
with
at
my
$40 a month.
fingernails.
Backed by the Spectrum.
Oh yeah, we're almost done and I'll put the nail polish, okay?
20 minutes past 5 o'clock. Welcome back. Jeff Crum with you here as we continue on this Tuesday evening. Things get a little busy out there, especially closing in on the 77 corridor. If you've been in the mountains of the foothills, you've had a steady diet of some showers and storms since earlier afternoon out there. The Paramount Automotive Skycam, you can kind of see clouds are starting to really close in. Warning for Wilkes County, Yak, and Surrey County way until about 6:15 or so, I believe, 6:45 p.m. And nothing in our immediate zone of direct responsibility, nothing for Caldwell County, Watauga, or Ashe counties, but that cluster of activity coming across
Did you
out
get
Gander
your
County really
dinner?
popping as they
Yeah,
go there to
salad.
Wilkes County, and so they're dealing with the warning there. We do have the
I
flood
hope she's
advisory
about through with mine.
for Watauga
Judy,
County and
take
southern
my
Ashe
patience.
counties until
Toenails.
6:45 p.m.
Beauty is pain.
Wilkes County till 6:15
Pain
p.m.
and patience.
And as we get a look towards McDowell County, out from under what had been an earlier storm,
Next week we're gonna do your hair.
Oh
just
no.
to the
Not hair.
Beach Glen there. They're in Madison County, headed towards Yancey, Mitchell County way. It's slow moving to the northeast, about 5-10 miles an hour or so. So Swiss 533, Ball Creek 544. We're looking at Cane River 557. Ramsey Town there 627. Burnsville about 635 if there's something left. I suspect there may be.
And then here's 77. We've got some activity. York County, Gaston County. They're into Lincoln County. Nothing too aggressive, but just a heads up. Belmont 546 Carowinds at about 551 in the airport at about 555. We hit 92 today in Charlotte, 88 in Nashville today. Showers and storms may be ongoing until very late into the evening, first part of the overnight hours. And then with the boundary slowly dragging itself through the region tomorrow, I mean painfully slow, we still have in the forecast a chance for a couple showers, maybe a storm or two. And then once we're on the back side of the boundary, as we get into overnight Wednesday, early Thursday, drier air filters in, and we start to set up for a really decent 4th of July holiday weekend. I mean, Thursday will be nice, Friday will be nice, Saturday, you can see it there on the extended for Asheville and for Boone. In the Piedmont, Charlotte, 87 tomorrow, 92 Thursday, Friday, the 4th of July, 92 degrees.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Oh, wonderful.
Coming up.
Not quite yet. We need to put the nail polish.
State Task Force formed earlier this year. The goal, improving child care and early education. And tonight there are some new ideas on how to do it.
The group just shared its first list of recommendations. They say it'll make the resources more accessible, affordable, and sustainable. So the recommendations are: 1, set a statewide child care subsidy reimbursement rate floor. 2, develop approaches to offer non-salary benefits for child care professionals. 3, explore partnerships with the UNC system, community colleges, and K-12
looks so clean
schools
now.
to increase access to child care for public employees and students at public institutions. 4, explore subsidized or free child care for child care teachers.
We're gonna do the same nail polish in your hand,
Compensation and support
in your
programs for
toes,
early
same
childhood
as your
professionals.
hand.
And 6, explore the creation of a child care endowment.
Now, the
Is that okay?
panel says acting on
Gonna
this
do
list of
my
recommendations
toes?
will take time, but it will address the significant problems
You're
with
gonna do
staffing,
my
funding,
toes,
and
you said?
access at
Yep,
child care
we'll put a
system
nail
faces.
polish.
Well, it's a new effort to help adults here in North Carolina get to class.
The UNC
Same
system
color is
has
okay.
expanded a partnership with Re-Up
Lavender.
Education to help students who dropped out
Okay.
complete those unfinished degrees. The
Lavender.
state's partnered with Re-Up since
Lavender.
2023 and says it's been successful, with 4,200 students returning to school and 600 of them so far finally walking across that stage.
Now, the program will include personal coaching to help students at 10 of the biggest schools stay on track through graduation. UNC System President Peter Hahn says not only does this initiative open countless doors for these students, it also strengthens North Carolina's workforce every time one of them earns a degree. Well, if you bought a video game from GameStop in the last 5 years, you might be entitled to a few bucks. The game store agreed to pay $4.5 million in a lawsuit alleging customers' personal information was shared without consent. If you had a public Facebook profile at the time you bought from GameStop's website, you could be entitled to compensation. Eligible customers can choose between a payment up to $5 or a voucher worth up to $10. GameStop says it does not admit fault in the settlement.
This check of the North Carolina lottery numbers presented by Stewart Law Offices. If you have been injured on the job, call for a free consultation.
Our 40 is closed past 8 o'clock.
Past 8 o'clock?
A tractor trailer caught fire and had significant damage. What? At mile marker 94.
Oh.
That's on the other side of Old Fort. Use Highway 70 instead. Look.
I wonder how's my drive to Virginia from here. Asheville to Virginia and Friday.
Friday.
4th of July.
Oh no. Tonight?
No, Friday. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is trash day. Get all your trash out.
At Ethan Allen, what you see is only the beginning.
What time they've been coming
Your
lately?
signature
The
look,
trash.
And our design service is always complimentary. We'll craft your furniture and deliver it with exceptional care. Have your home designed by Ethan Allen. Your interior.
I don't trust
design
them.
destination.
Sometimes they will come at 7.
Right.
I'll just put it at 6:30.
These are the
Recycling
hands
thing came
that
out
keep the
early.
lights on,
Oh, they do.
the water running, that unleash the power.
Not this
of the
week,
sun.
next week.
These are hands that keep you warm, safe, and comfortable. The hands of a hard day's work.
I put a thin layer
Quality,
for your hands.
and character.
Hopefully it will work with the
These are
oxygen
hands of
machine.
M.B. Haynes.
Oh yeah.
Because the nurse that stops by, they always have trouble checking your oxygen because of the thick nail polish. So I tried to make it thinner this time.
$12,439.
Prayer, we're gonna, take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're gonna take your paycheck.
I was receiving telephone calls. I was receiving letters from the IRS. I was scared.
Optum Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
I picked up the phone, called Optima Tax Relief. They guaranteed me that they were going to help me out the best that they can. And they did. I would refer Optima Tax Relief to anyone.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
For your free consultation, call 800-493-1944. That's 800-493-1944.
Optima Tax Relief.
At Ethan Allen, what you see is only the beginning. We're here to create your signature look, and our
Ooh,
design
it's so
service
pretty.
is always complimentary.
My
We'll
problem
craft
is
your
my
furniture
back.
and deliver it with
My
exceptional
back's
care.
very
Have your
tired.
home designed
You
by
wanna lay
Ethan
back
Allen,
some
your
more?
interior design destination.
I guess so. I don't know if it'll help tonight, but something needs to help my back.
Today's
Okay,
top stories
let me
on
just finish
Spectrum
this
News
part
One
here.
presented by Ted A. Grieve Injury Attorneys.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Dunstan.
And I'm Brittany McDonald. Here's your Spectrum News at 90. A North Carolina sheriff accused of sexual battery made his first court appearance. Swain County
Let's
Sheriff
see what
Curtis
we can do
Cochran is
back.
also facing charges for soliciting prostitution, felonious restraint, and assaulting a woman. Court documents say Cochran groped and attempted to pay a woman for sex. District Attorney Ashley Wells also filed a motion to have Cochran officially removed as sheriff. A hearing on that is set for next Monday, with a motion hearing later this month.
Is that any better?
A huge step in the construction
I
of the
think so.
behavioral
I
health
hope
center.
so.
Officials held a topping off ceremony
Okay,
Tuesday,
I'm
marking
almost
the
done
placement of
here.
the final steel beam on the building. The new center will serve as a mental health hub for the region, offering urgent care and crisis programs for adults and children. It's expected to open in late 2026,
Are you about
pending any
finished?
delays.
Yeah,
Is reintroducing an alternative way for
just
people
one
to
more
work
coat and then a
with
top
this
coat
boom
and then we're
bap
done.
pool program. It lets a group of people commute together in a
Top
van or
coat.
SUV when they go to
Top
work.
coat doesn't take
Groups
long,
are
I
usually made up
remember
of
that.
people who live near each other, have similar schedules, and work in the same area. And with the relaunch, Cats is looking to improve. Vanpool now has a flexible option for people with hybrid schedules and will now use fuel-efficient vans to save on costs.
And that's your Spectrum News in 90. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Crum, let's get a quick look at your weather on the one's forecast. Diminishing chance for severe storms and showers as we close in on midnight. Something may linger, though, into the overnight hours, and until the battery is through, even Wednesday, we may eke out a couple showers and a couple of storms. Temperature-wise, we're talking mid-80s in Asheville for the day, upper 70s there for the good folks in Boone, mid-80s in Charlotte for our Wednesday, mid-80s.
Would you like a broccoli cheddar soup for dinner?
What?
A broccoli cheddar soup?
Yes. I like proper cheddar soup.
I know you
Law
do.
enforcement officers across our state are mourning a brother taken in the line of duty.
Sadly, Cherokee County Detention Officer Francisco Flates was killed Monday evening when investigators say an inmate took his service weapon and shot him during an appointment. Governor Josh Stein ordered flags flying past staff Tuesday, also calling the 4-year veteran's murder a tragic loss.
And we're learning more about the suspect, 48-year-old Calvin Simons, who officials say stole a vehicle from the hospital and led them on a multi-county chase before he was caught. Spectrum News 1 reporter Courtney Davis joins us from the sheriff's office after spending the day learning about the pain this loss has caused.
Well, those who have spoken within Cherokee County say that this is just an absolute tragedy, and their hearts are going out to Officer Francisco Flates' family, and the sheriff says that he hopes that everyone is keeping them in their thoughts at this time.
This is probably one of the worst days in my career.
Standing with law enforcement partners behind him, Monday night, Cherokee County Sheriff Dustin Smith shared devastating news with the community. One of their own, Officer Francisco Flates, had died in the line of duty.
Francisco was shot today at one of the medical center facilities here in Cherokee County.
Sheriff Smith says Flates, along with another detention officer, was escorting a federal prisoner in their custody to a medical appointment in town. When they got to the medical facility, the inmate, Calvin Simons, started a scuffle and got a hold of Officer Flates' weapon, shooting him and killing him in the process. This wasn't Simons' first issue either. Court records show Simons, who was serving a sentence for a bank robbery conviction, tried to escape custody back in October of 2024. But now Sheriff Smith says he will face another charge.
This individual is going to be charged with first-degree murder.
A tragedy not just felt in the Cherokee County area, but throughout the law enforcement community.
Our officers, deputies, troopers, they go out there every day literally putting their lives on the line to serve and protect us. And this tragedy here is a heartbreaking reminder of the dangers faced by those who wear the badge.
The UNC says their organization is standing by to help in any way they can.
To us, it means everything to be able to step up and support them, because the family and the department
You
need
did
it so
good.
critically at this moment. I can only imagine.
We
the
started
grief
around
that they're
3:30
going through right now,
with a manicure.
and a funeral for their loved ones. And so we hope that this just takes a little bit of that burden off of them.
As for the community, Sheriff Smith has one simple ask.
I just ask that you pray for our office, for Officer Flates' family.
Outside here of the sheriff's office, they have set up a small memorial for people to come and remember him. And Back the Blue has also started a GoFundMe page to help raise money for his family. Reporting in Cherokee County, Courtney Davis, Spectrum News 1.
Courtney, thanks. As of Tuesday evening, that GoFundMe has raised about half of its $12,000 goal. Meanwhile, Simons is expected back in court later this month on July 16th. You can count on Spectrum News 1 to continue bringing you updates on this story. You can follow the latest new information here on air and on our Spectrum News app. Just scan the QR code on your screen to download it now. A view of the Capitol this evening after President Trump's sweeping tax cut and spending bill squeezed through the Senate by one vote, putting the president one step closer to a legislative victory. The bill would provide nearly $4 trillion in tax cuts and slash funding for health care and food stamps to help pay for them. Our Cassie Simeon takes a look at what happens next.
After a grueling 27 hours of debates, votes, and backroom negotiations, the Republican-led Senate narrowly passed President Donald Trump's signature tax and spending bill Tuesday.
I think it's going to be the greatest bill ever passed.
Democrats attempted to stall the bill's passage for hours.
So senators decide, are you going to go with your states? Are you going to reward waste, fraud, and abuse?
Offering a series of amendments, but they were ultimately unsuccessful. The bill passed 51-50, with Vice President J.D. Vance breaking a tie after 3 Republicans, Susan Collins of Maine, Tom Tillis of North Carolina, and Rand Paul of Kentucky, joined all Democrats in voting no. Passage was assured only after GOP leaders convinced Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski to vote yes.
largely by adding sweeteners for her home state of Alaska. Still, she says she hopes the bill will be revised further by the Republicans in the House.
Did I wear you out?
What's next? We do not have
Yes.
a perfect bill.
Can you see your toes?
The House is going to look at this and recognize that we're not there.
Do you like him?
The bill would enact much of the president's agenda. It includes $4 trillion in tax reductions.
Let me see your
extending the 2017
manicure.
tax cuts and adding new
Get new nail polish,
taxes on tips and
a
overtime.
manicure, and a
It also
pedicure.
authorized $350 billion in new spending for
That's
border
pretty.
security and
Looks
defense.
good on you.
Create savings. The bill would cut at least
Let's
$1.5
fix your
billion
ring.
from Medicaid, food stamps,
Awesome.
and energy programs. The Congressional Budget Office says the
Lovely.
cut would eventually leave nearly 12 million Americans without health insurance.
Took us
CBO
2 hours.
legislation would increase the national debt by $3.3 trillion over 10 years.
Let's go get your broccoli cheddar soup.
Okay, I'm waiting.
And setting our country and the American people.
Hot, hot. Okay. I'll be right back. Let's see, got some soup. Uh-oh, I dropped my fish. Broccoli cheddar soup. Let's watch once. Let's put this. Collision calamity. Oh God. This thing won't open. I can't open. Let me open this thing. God. This will work. Please. Hi. Yummy. It's good.
I know.
The cheese.
Cheese part and cream. There's potato soup and the other one is shrimp chowder.
Oh, she finished that shrimp, I think.
Oh.
The potato she hasn't. Oh, there's more? She likes her soup. Ziploc, the large one. The gallon one, is that it? Huh? Oh, how do you? We don't have the big.
Oh, put it in this thing.
Oh, you put it in the vacuum sealer?
Meaning any firework that self-propels is illegal.
Here's your broccoli cheddar soup.
Oh, wonderful.
With a special license.
It's
And
hot.
people need to be
Mm-hmm.
150 feet away.
You can't shoot. You can't shoot along the ground. You can't shoot up in the air. You can't shoot out of your hand towards something else.
Your top is.
Says it's a pretty prevalent problem in the
Here,
state for
I'll
people
put
to
one
go
more.
across state lines to buy fireworks.
Folks going across the South Carolina
Enjoy your dinner.
line and buying products.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
They lead to a fair amount of injury.
According to the Office of State Fire Marshal, on average, about 2
New nail polish.
are treated in North Carolina emergency rooms due to fireworks, and 72%
How's your
of
soup?
firework-related injuries happen in July.
You need help?
Injuries
Yeah.
to hand, fingers, and head, face, and ears.
These aerial products lead the end of the tube at close to 200 miles an hour. You can't get out of the way of that. If it tips over and shoots into the people that are watching, bystanders, those all cause significant injuries.
But he also says when using legal North Carolina fireworks like sparklers, fountains, and party poppers, you should still be careful.
Sparklers, things like that, they burn at 1200 degrees. So they'll burn somebody. We see burn children every year. So you really have to supervise that activity.
And use them in a safe area like on
Are you gonna help me?
asphalt, areas that can't catch fire.
Then you need to make sure that it's completely cooled sufficiently before you put it in your trash can. Last year we had a house burned because somebody put it in the trash can, it smoldered, and then overnight caught fire and then caught the back of their house on fire.
Send your bird, Spectrum, use one.
Some good information, and the Fire Marshal Office encourages you to just head to those professional fireworks shows instead of lighting them up on your own. And, those shows are amazing anyway, so just enjoy them that way.
Yeah, just sit back and watch and leave it to the experts, right? Yeah. Well, another thing to keep in mind is that searing heat temps in parts of the state expected to exceed 100 degrees on the holiday. That's another layer of risk. So if you're spending
I'm
any
going
time
to the
outdoors,
Walmart.
All right, now?
Home Depot.
pace
Might as
yourselves
well
and,
get it over
just stay
with.
hydrated.
Take the
breaks,
back
and
road.
Definitely look for shade.
Oh, it's going that way, so it should be all right.
There's a dip in the blood supply across the
Okay,
nation.
be
and the
safe.
American Red Cross says it's because often during the summer, donor turnout drops. But the organization is hoping a new
Might not make
promotion
it
is
back before
underway
you go
to
to
encourage
bed.
more and more
I'll
people
kiss you
to
good night
roll
now.
their sleeves. The Red Cross
Night,
is
night.
working with the company
Good night.
now through July
Where are
14th,
you
if you
going?
donate through the
Walmart
organization,
and Home
you get
Depot.
an exclusive pair of sunglasses while supplies last.
Even though
Well,
everybody
take it
else is
easy.
taking a vacation during the summer, the need for blood doesn't stop and doesn't take a vacation.
If you're interested in making an appointment, we have included a link on our website. Just head to the Scene on Spectrum page of SpectrumLocalNews.com.
We want to remind you to check rip current conditions when heading to the beach. There's a high risk for south-facing beaches like Ocracoke and Emerald Isle, while east-facing beaches like Wrightsville and Carolina have a moderate risk. Rip currents can pull a swimmer away from shore and prevents the swimmer from getting back, eventually tiring the person out until drowning. Experts say if you're caught in a rip current, you should try to relax while swimming parallel to the shoreline.
It really is a hot one if you step outside, and we're feeling that standard summer sweltering weather as we start the month of July. But tonight, plenty of eyes are focused on the upcoming holiday weekend. So, can we expect fun in the sun, or are we going to be dodging those pesky late-day thunderstorms? Full details of what we're looking at straight ahead with your Weather on the Ones 7-day forecast.
You can stop now.
You can do it yourself?
I think so.
Let me just help you. We're almost at the bottom.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe, are you innocent, faultless, above reproach? If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog.
You need a bulldog.
It's strenuous. It's stupefying. That's why you gotta call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. They know the legalese, the lingo, the jargon, and the argot. They'll even tell you how much money your case could be worth. $300,000, $2 million, $86,491, all sorts of numbers.
Good soup.
Slip and falls, work accidents, car, truck, bus, motorcycle, motorbike,
$2 million.
e-bike, tandem bike. These bulldogs
He'll give you a
will
$2
make sure
million.
people pay. And if you don't get paid, the
800,000.
attorneys don't get paid, and I don't get paid. So I compel you, I implore you, I beseech you to pick up that phone.
If you don't
and
call
now
him,
and see what
you
your
don't
case
get
could be
paid.
worth.
800-373-0500.
We fish because it's our passion and how we support our families. We fish to strengthen the economy of our coastal communities. We fish responsibly to provide access to fresh, local seafood to all North Carolinians. We fish because we love seeing families across the state enjoying seafood. We are commercial fishermen, and we fish for you.
Spectrum is proud to be a part of Greenville and Spartanburg. As our communities recover, we're going to continue to provide support, committing millions of dollars towards hurricane relief efforts. Our local teams are here for you,
That's
delivering
all of
the
it.
customer service experience you deserve. And
Full?
we keep building out our network
It was
to
good.
reach even more homes
Good.
and businesses.
You need
giving
anything
more
else?
access to new possibilities.
Need what?
Anything else to eat? You're done.
No, I'm done.
All right then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for feeding me.
You're welcome.
Featuring the filet mignon of chicken.
Good night.